Hey everyone, welcome to D20 Woodworking, and today I'm doing a super quick review of Path to Carcosa for Arkham Horror. Now the reason it's going to be quick is because I don't want to spoil anything, right? If you're just watching this and just want to know my overall thoughts of kind of this cycle and how it fits in the grand scheme, I want to make sure that anyone, if you played it or not, can watch this video. So it's gonna be really short because of that. But before I dive in, do me a huge favor, scroll down, hit like, hit subscribe, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts about this cycle or if you're interested in playing it. But okay, so diving right into the cycle itself, I will say that um, I have the old version of the game, right? When you bought each of the Mythos packs. So I don't have the new version, and I don't remember how like the player cards were, so I can't comment on them. I think they were good, but I don't really remember. I used cards from everywhere, so. But really quick, I just wanted to comment on. And by the way, we did all the playthroughs live. You can see them on my YouTube page. They're up here in the corner. But Path of Carcosa is the second cycle, right? Dunwich is first. I think Dunwich was always a really good starting point because it was very basic without being like too much of holding your hand, right? Like you can still lose in Dunwich pretty easily, but the concepts of the game aren't too over the top or too difficult. Carcosa, I feel like expands on it a little. Like the next cycle or two will add more to the game, and Carcosa I felt like added a little bit, but not a ton, right? With the whole the slightest spoiler thing right here, the man in the pallid mask going into your deck. I think that's the most interesting thing, right? Like I think that's interesting. Some other stuff can happen too with that, but I think that's the most interesting thing. That's like the newest thing, if I remember correctly. I don't think Dunwich did that. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, the fact that it does that is pretty interesting, pretty cool. As far as the scenarios, I'm just looking at them over here. The box itself, right? The first two scenarios I thought were just okay, right? They're very, very small and tight. Generally speaking, they can expand a bit. And I think that's good for starting scenarios, right? It's always good when it kind of starts on a tighter map and you can get right kind of to the point. Echoes of the Past I thought was fine. I thought once you got the Unspeakable Oath, it started getting more interesting with some of the enemies that you saw, with some of the concepts of the game, with how the game moved around and whatnot. So I thought it was pretty interesting. I have Phantom Truth, Pallid Mask. I thought had, if I remember correctly, had something pretty interesting in it. And Black Stars Rise. If you didn't watch the video, the very general gist is I kind of screwed up on the game, or the game screwed up on me. I'm not sure which way to do it, but it kind of just stopped working, the system. And you have to watch the video to understand because I don't want to ruin anything. But I have played this cycle before, and I did pure solo the first time, and it works pretty well, right? It works well in solo. It's one of the last cycles that I feel like really works well in solo. I think the next one, the Forgotten Age, I did it on pure solo, but I remember it being a little rougher, right? For me, I think that's where you have to really start doing two-handed investigations. So Carcosa, you can do one, but it was a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable two-handed. So I would definitely recommend that. But yeah, overall, I thought this cycle was good. I thought the whole storyline with the King in Yellow was pretty cool. There was kind of a weak spot in the story, again, without spoiling too much, where like around the Pallid Mask, I think it was, or Phantom Truth, around there, he just goes, "Oh wait, I should have done this one thing from the beginning. I just didn't, and didn't really feel like it." And you're like, "Come on!" Like that was a little bit of a weak part in the story, right? When you started like after you traveled a bit. So that was kind of weak. Like that part of the story wasn't great. Again, this is early Arkham when the story wasn't as fleshed out as even the Forgotten Age or Circle Undone or anything like that. Like the stories get a bit more involved and a bit more interesting. But this was a step up from Dunwich, right? Dunwich was very basic, I think, in every single way, and this was a step up. So I know a lot of people go, what should I buy? What should I get? I think with Arkham, follow the re-release schedule, right? Start with Dunwich because it is a really good jumping off point. And Carcosa, I think, is a great follow-up. I think it's a lot of fun. And even I've played, I think, all the cycles but one now at this point. The only one I haven't played is the Innsmouth Conspiracy, which I gotta do soon. But I've played all the cycles, and it's still enjoyable coming back to Carcosa, right? Like it's still fun. It's still a cool campaign overall. It's got some pretty cool stuff going on. So anyway, I think that's kind of neat about it. Like I think it's fun that still works. So anyway, those are my general thoughts, right? I don't want, like I said, I don't want to get too much in detail. If you have questions about certain scenario or certain Mythos packs, like let me know, or scenarios, I guess. Let me know that in the comments. I'll try to answer them without being too spoilery. But yeah, so all of them are tagged in the corner. Feel free to watch them. It was a pretty fun adventure, and I'm really excited to dive in again. And I hope you enjoyed, going all the way through this campaign, and I hope to see you there next time.